This is KVUE News Daybreak.
AISD police facing some tough questions this morning on how they handled the possible assault of a 4-year-old girl. Why Travis County prosecutors are now getting involved. President Donald Trump heading into one of the most challenging weeks of his presidency as he juggles a looming budget deadline. What he's doing to keep the government running.
I actually got out of the vehicle and I ran to where she was. It was just amazing to finally get to see her.
A Tennessee teenager back with her family and her alleged kidnapper headed to court today. What we're learning from the teen's father about her condition this morning. Good morning to you and thank you for joining us for KVUE News Daybreak. It's 4:30. I'm Brian Mays. Let's begin with a look at what we're tracking as we begin the final week of April. And here's Erica with the details. Hi, Erica.
Hey there, Brian. Well, a great week to finish off the month of April. We're waking up to temperatures on the chilly side this morning. Don't forget your sweaters. You're heading out the door, especially this early in the morning. 46 right now at ABIA, 51 in Camp Mabry and Dew Points. Cool and comfortable. This is what we're seeing right now across the entire viewing area. Lots of 40s. Temperature is at 43 right now for Mason. Fredericksburg, you're the coolest though at 42 degrees. Into the central counties, we also have some 40s out there. Georgetown, San Marcos, 46 right now. And in the eastern counties, lower 40s. So yeah, it's cool and it's dry as well. We're still going to have a dry afternoon in store today for Monday, but some southerly winds are entering into our region. That's going to change our pattern for the rest of the work week. I'll talk about it in the full forecast. Brian, back to you.
Erica, thank you very much. It is expected to be a very busy week in Washington, D.C. as President Donald Trump gets ready to mark his first 100 days in office. The president juggling a budget deadline, a renewed health care push, and border wall funding issues. And it's all complicated by a potential showdown. Lawmakers must reach an agreement to keep the government running after its current funding expires at midnight this coming Saturday. ABC's Stephanie Ramos explains how President Trump is tackling these issues before time runs out.
It's been almost 100 days since President Trump took office.
We're going to defend our workers, protect our jobs, and finally put America first.
His administration heads into a tough week with lawmakers, all complicated by a potential showdown over that border wall with Mexico. President Trump demanding Congress put up the money for it, but that could lead to a government shutdown. The deadline is Friday night.
So I think that's a fight worth having and a conversation and a debate worth having for 2018. But we cannot shut down the government right now.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions defending the president's request that American taxpayers begin paying for the wall, despite promises that Mexico would pay for it.
I can't imagine the Democrats would shut down the government over an objection to building a down payment on a wall that can end the lawlessness.
Some Democrats not buying it.
To think that he would consider shutting down the government of the United States of America over this outlandish proposal of a border wall.
But the budget deadline and possibility of a government shutdown isn't stopping the president from tweeting about the latest ABC News Washington Post poll. He's got a 42% approval rating, the lowest of the last 13 presidents. Trump posting, new polls out today are very good, considering the media is fake. As for Vice President Mike Pence, he is rushing back to Washington, cutting short his trip overseas. Aides tell ABC News he wants to be in the nation's capital sooner to deal with all the issues facing the White House this week. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
Tension rising yet again with North Korea. President Trump's ordering the USS Carl Vinson aircraft carrier to sail into the waters off the Korean peninsula. Pyongyang, the capital of North Korea, responding with a threat to sink the carrier. The carrier now starting joint drills with 2 Japanese destroyers. Travis County prosecutors looking into an alleged sexual assault case involving a South Austin Elementary School student. An attorney representing the parents of the 4-year-old girl met with prosecutors last week and presented medical records showing trauma and injury related to the sexual assault. The parents say the attack happened back on February the 7th after they dropped their daughter off at Boone Elementary School. Austin Independent School District Police interviewed the girl but closed the case because of a lack of information provided by the young student during a forensic interview. AISD Police Chief acknowledges that his investigators did not follow at least one important lead. He is promising a full and thorough investigation. Pflugerville police still looking for two gunmen accused of shooting near Lake Pflugerville that left one person hurt. Video from the scene. The shooting happened Saturday around 9 p.m. near Weiss Lane and Pflugerville Parkway. When police arrived, they found a vehicle with multiple bullet holes. One of the passengers was hit by a bullet. Medics took the victim to the hospital. They are recovering from non-life-threatening injuries this morning. Right now, police are looking for two men in their early 20s, both about 6 feet tall. Officers believe they drove off in a red Mazda or Toyota sedan. If you know anything, you're encouraged to call Pflugerville Police. AISD police will provide additional patrol at campuses today after an Aikens High School student was arrested for allegedly making a terroristic threat against several schools. According to the Austin American-Statesman, the Austin Independent School District sent a letter to parents yesterday informing them of the incident, which happened Friday. The student's identity has not been released as of this morning. Officials say the student made threats against Aikens and Bowie High Schools and Bedichek and Paredes Middle Schools. The letter did not say what kind of threat the student made, but the school district officials say the threats were verbal. District officials say there's no reason to believe students there at any of those schools are in any danger. Leander ISD officials sending out a warning to parents this daybreak about a potentially dangerous cleaning product kids are bringing to school. Wiley Middle School officials want you to keep an eye out for this product, borax. Students are taking the household cleaning product on campus to make homemade slime, and they're bringing it in water bottles. Health officials say borax can cause eye, respiratory, and skin irritation. Leander officials are now asking parents to talk to their kids and help keep this chemical off school property. If your child ingests borax, you're encouraged to contact Poison Control immediately. New program from Austin Travis County EMS reducing the number of synthetic drug emergency calls by 60%. The community health program is putting paramedics downtown to look for and respond to the rash of K2 overdoses we've been seeing. Many of the users are homeless. With the program, the crew can administer aid before 911 is ever called. K2 use has grown to be a big problem in Austin over the last couple of years. Police have reported a big uptick in use over the last month as well. Early voting begins today for a multi-million-dollar bond package aiming to make improvements in San Marcos. Voters will decide whether to support an almost $32 million bond package that will go towards public safety improvements as well as library expansion. If approved, property tax would go up by about $126 a year for homes worth $150,000. If you can't make it out for early voting, you will be able to hit the ballot boxes May 6th. That's 2 weeks from today. Voters can find their polling location. Go to our website, KVUE.com. Big day for hundreds of people in Austin. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services will swear in 350 people from 70 countries who will officially become citizens of the United States. The special event begins at the University of Texas LBJ Auditorium at 2 p.m. this afternoon. A few hours from now, former President Barack Obama will give a speech at the University of Chicago, his first public event since leaving office. Today's event will focus on civic engagement and the university's Fine Arts Center. President Obama met with at-risk young men and boys yesterday to talk about job skills and employment opportunities. Former President George H.W. Bush could be released from the hospital as soon as today. He's been recovering from pneumonia since April the 14th. A family spokesperson says the former president is doing much better, but doctors at Houston Methodist want to ensure a clean bill of health before releasing the 92-year-old. It's the second time he's been treated for pneumonia this year. New fallout after that confrontation on an American Airlines flight. A flight attendant ordering a mother and her two small children off the plane when another passenger steps in, taking her side. The other passenger could face charges, and the flight attendant grounded during an investigation. ABC's Gloria Riviera has the details.
American Airlines investigating a flight attendant for this confrontation.
Hey, bud. You do that to me and I'll knock you flat. Stay out of that.
The crew member now suspended with pay after facing off with a passenger. The female passenger seen sobbing with her young children. American Airlines tells ABC News she was told by the flight attendant she'd have to gate check the double-wide stroller she tried to fit down the aisle.
Come on, right. We don't know what the story is. I don't care what the story is. No one's heard a baby.
Some passengers say they saw that employee grab the woman's stroller out of an overhead bin, accidentally hitting her in the head and just missing her kids.
I think the right course of action to take at that point, would be for, the attendants to be able to try to calm her down, rather than, I think, more forcefully or more aggressively trying to just get the stroller off the plane.
But the flight attendants union issuing a reminder that it's a very big deal and against federal law to threaten a flight attendant. Americans saying we are deeply sorry the actions of our team member do not appear to reflect patience or empathy. According to FAA policy, that passenger who confronted the flight attendant could face a fine of up to $25,000. So far, there's no word on whether anyone is pressing charges against him. Gloria Rivera, ABC News, Washington.
4:40 is your time. Time to get a check of our forecast with Erica Lopez. Hello again, Erica.
Hello, good morning. Well, don't forget your sweaters. You're heading out the door today. We're talking temperatures anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees under average where we are right now. The entire Lone Star State is waking up to temperatures in the 50s. We have lower 60s also. It's all due to that cold front that passed through us Saturday morning. And this is what we're waking up to and kicking our week off for in the viewing area. Coolest spot right now, Fredericksburg, 42 degrees, 51 in the Austin metro area. Georgetown, you're in the upper 40s this morning, and Giddings at 47. So yeah, it's a chilly one, but we do have plenty of sunshine in our forecast. That's going to allow our temperatures to actually make it to 80 degrees this afternoon, and average temperatures is about 81. So I think we're going to be on target in terms of high temperatures. The good news is that humidity, it's going to stay on the low side, but we do have plenty of sunshine. That's going to keep our UV index in the high category. Keep in mind, air quality is in the moderate category this morning. Expecting mold to be low and pollen to be high. So I'm tracking our next chance of rain and also our temperatures that are going to enter into a warming trend. I'll let you know just how warm we'll get for this week, work week. Brian, back to you.
Erica, thank you. Check out this shocking video. A child hanging on for dear life, falling out of the back door of a bus. We'll hear from the man who witnessed it all and saved the child's life coming up. And Texas has a state flag, a state song, even a state flower. So how does a state gun sound? What lawmakers are voting on that could become or could come with a bang.